Well, we haven't been mining in a couple of weeks and we're back up here today. It's bloody hot. It's like 35 degrees, but it feels like it's got to be 40 degrees because it's muggy as all hell out here, and it's usually not this muggy. Now I'm going to try and get Jeb's dirt processed because it looks like there's a storm coming. So try and get it done before then and see if we find anything today. Joys of mining is some days you can literally turn over, 50 buckets and not find one single thing, and other days you can just be lucky as all hell. I can see out there, definitely not looking happy out in the distance. God, I hope it just pours down because it's so goddamn hot. Sweating up a storm here, waiting for the water to fill up. So, and I was specking, but the temperature is just horrendous and it's making me feel ill. So, we come up here and we've had so much rain lately, and you think this water would be full, but it's really bloody empty. So I've just got to wait. We also need to dig that out sooner rather than later because that's going to become a problem, and you wouldn't believe how hard it is to dig all that dirt out. It's like sludge. So Jeb's got the hose going, but I'm sure it's the slowest hose in the history of hoses. And then hopefully it cools down because it's rained so much lately. It's starting to look like it's going to be a fire hazard soon if we don't get up here and mow. About 2 weeks ago there was almost no grass here, but it's rained for like 2 weeks straight. So Jeb sent up, he's sitting in the car because it's too hot, about 10 buckets, and start processing them as soon as that water gets a little bit fuller and see how we go. So I got bored waiting for the water to fill up, so just thought I'd go have a little speck. The clouds are coming over, so it's definitely cooled it down a bit. It's got some shine to it. Yeah, as I said, it's rained for a couple of weeks, so the ground's looking really sparkly. We get a lot of like mica up here, and it does definitely make the ground look sparkly. It's really pretty. It's not really anything you can do with it, but it definitely makes the world a brighter place. All right, so I'm just gonna go for a walk around now that sun's dulled a bit. Piece of spinel. Now, it's actually ridiculous how much stuff is up on our driveway, and I'd say it has a lot to do with the fact that the grid in our processing plant is quite big. So all this little stuff, it just falls through. And then, this is all like old diggings and everything. So you do find a lot of stuff on the driveway. Hardly any of it's big. But every now and again you do find something big that shouldn't be there. So that's what we're hoping for. So I've just come back to sit in the car for a minute because I'm hot and I just need to sit in the aircon. So I've just separated spinel and sapphires. So out of all that, I actually picked up 11 sapphires, which is pretty bloody good effort. So I think there is 3 tiny little, what we would call tie cutters there. But that's not bad for 20 minutes walking around after the rain. Won't complain. So there you go. Alright, so the water's flowing. One thing is though, Jeb came up from mining and I was like, bloody hell, this water's taken a long time. And he went and checked and the water had turned off, so the pump wasn't working, so I was just waiting for nothing. Still the slowest bloody hose in the world, but not as slow as it was going because it wasn't doing anything. Now we can process this dirt. Alright, Jeb's yelling out to me. Let's see what he's got. So we just pulled out 2 beautiful yellow sapphires out of the pulsator, and then I said to Jeb, these look like they're the same bloody sapphire. And look here, been split open with a bloody jackhammer. That would have been such a perfectly good big sapphire. Oh well, now we have 2
yellow cutters instead of one big yellow cutter. Still not a bad day, we won't complain, but that's quite disappointing.